My name is Guillermo Big Caz Rollin, born and raised in Los Angeles, California, from a German prostitute, a Latino pimp. You might have seen me years with Bone Thugs and Harmony, Ice-T, owning the Tupac Masters, my very, very long relationship with my little brother Nipsey, may 6 in peace. Being from Rollin, 60, Crip, neighborhood.
People fearful just knowing that it's Rollin 60's.
The name itself.
And what it carries behind it.
What does it carry behind it?
It carries dirt, carries murder.
Family man, father, uncle, to evolving into a businessman. And I just want the world to know there's life after gangbanging, there's life after illegal activity. I'm in a 95% all black neighborhood, and I've got a white mother, and my other siblings obviously are mixed also, but we got different fathers. And you get to that realization that your mother don't have a regular 9 to 5. And then you get to the realization of knowing she's a prostitute. I knew by 8, having pimps. I remember an Uncle Green who would come by and bring her clothes. And I was thinking, oh man, this is cool. My mom is getting all these nice clothes. But what I didn't realize was those clothes were for her to do her thing. That I lived in the ghetto as this kid that looked like blonde hair, green eyes. My brothers and sisters looked. I put water in my hair, my shit curled. They put water in their hair, their shit went, But the owner of the liquor store at that time was not Korean. They were Chinese. There was no Koreans in Los Angeles in the 70s. And if there was a white person other than my birth mother in the neighborhood, they were the last of the white flight that were about to leave. I became intrigued with drugs because I would watch my mother take, her favorite drink was a Pepsi. And I would watch her take the Pepsi can off and the lid, and I would always wonder, why did she keep these lids? And always had torn up cotton balls. And that's how she would prepare her heroin. And I wanted to love this. I wanted this woman to love me so bad because my last name was different. Everybody else, their last name was Clark. My last name is Elon. At that time, I pronounced my name as Island. I didn't know what a Latino name was, so I pronounced it as Island. But I wanted this woman to give me different treatment because I looked different. Because this was before our little brother came into the picture, so I had the other 2 that looked alike. They had their own dad who was somebody, to this day, I don't know if he was her pimp or she actually married him. I just knew she treated me differently because I looked differently. My last name was different. And my whole goal in life was to be just that different kid. So when she needed a fix, I would watch. I'd watch her. I'd watch her take that. It was not an insulin needle back in those days because it was called a plunger needle. She had all her veins had bursted on her hands. And she had none left in her arm. And she asked me to give her a shot. It was totally fine that if I wanted a job up at Magnificent Brothers to sweep hair, it was a known thing I was doing drug runs. We had Strawberry Hill that was on Crenshaw across the street from Lamert Park. That was the known spot. So I would get sent on a run from, I could say his name, may rest in peace, one of the baddest motherfucking dope dealers, Monty Clark. He was a barber there, but his dope game was ridiculous. We're talking angel dust. Red Devils, Blackies. My specialty, what I was good at 10, 11, 12 was Red Devils, Blackies, weed, and heroin. Because I knew how to cut black tar heroin with angel dust. We called them deuces. Black tar heroin was obviously the black man's heroin because white was the white man's heroin. But the black tar heroin, the high was stronger. You know, you're shooting mud into your arms. And so when you used to see heroin in there, they would be burning up because it's that tar trying to flow through your blood system. So I would start doing runs at, and again, you had this woman that had no problem that her son, who had to go to work, go to school the next day, was at the barbershop working until 10, 11 o'clock. And I'd walk home. Magnificent Brothers is between Stocker and King Boulevard, 48th. People don't realize about Los Angeles, it's very weird. You can be on King Boulevard and it can take you one way or it can take you another way that'll go to Rodeo. In Beverly Hills, it's called Rodeo. In the hood, it's called Rodeo. My niece found that out today. So I would walk, I lived on 3rd Ave, so if I'm on Crenshaw, it goes by avenues. You have Crenshaw, 11th Ave, 10th Ave, and I lived on 3rd Ave. So I'd have to walk home. You know how much more money I could make walking home? Dope was not that prevalent because this was not New York City and I lived on the west side of Los Angeles. East side, if you lived off Broadway, that area that me and you talked about where I caught my murder case, it was different because west side people were more working class.
You almost say middle
yes,
class, but working
yes.
class.
When I hear people, Compton was a suburb. It was the suburbs. When white flight started, when people talk about the Black P-Stones, that was Baldwin Hills. Just the apartment side became so immersed in selling drugs. And, you know, if I went and worked a day and made $20 sweeping up hair and running errands, I had another 200-300. We're talking 11 years old.
What's happening with the money? Mom's taking it?
Mom's taking it.
To support her habit?
Yeah, or do whatever the fuck, we'll trick off with another man.
Welcome to 63rd Street, home turf of the Rolling 60s, part of the largest street gang in all of Los Angeles, a gang called the Crips.
What it means to the community it means terrorism, but nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? To us, it's just like, hey.
Meet Creeper, Lowdown, Little Creeper, and Mr. E-Bone.
I mean, we've been on TV. We've been in the newspapers. Everywhere we go, we take over.
It's just like we're a nightmare on somebody's street.
Like a plague.
They'd like you to believe that they're the worst thing to hit civilization since Attila the Hun. Because on these streets, reputation is everything, whether it's earned or not.
That's what it is. After you hear so much about it, it gets into you if it's not already there. You know? It's like I said.
Now, what do you do? What do you do that makes people so fearful?
We can walk into a place and that'll make people fearful just knowing that it's Rolling 60s.
The name itself.
And what it carries behind it.
Like
What does it carry behind it?
It carries dirt, carries murder, carries whatever you want.
Treachery. Just pure treachery.
Nightmare.
Is the whole thing about being who's the toughest, who's the strongest? Is it that simple?
Is that something?
It's like power.
Yeah,
it's all power.
Now here we go.
But doesn't being in a gang make you more of a target and more likely to be into some kind of trouble?
More
You
likely,
can stop
but
gang
we
banging,
gon-
but you still gonna always have Crip in your heart,
And there's trouble wherever you go.
regardless if you Crippin' or not.
That's right. Just like these innocent people that's getting shot. They just stand in Crip neighborhoods or blob neighborhoods, and they getting blasted on.
If you take away the difference in the colors, the blue and the red, you take away the difference in location, what is the difference between Crips and Bloods?
Blood is cowards.
That's
Cowards.
Say that again.
Cowards.
Who's cowards?
Slobs.
What's that?
Slobs.
You don't say the word Bloods. Why not?
Cause that's what they say. They cowards.
Right here, this means West Side 60's, Little Lowdown. Right here, R.I.P. means rest in peace, my homegirl Tricky. This is Fry, Pee Wee, Speedy, Snow, Kings, Demon. You know, Kings, that's their gang. Kings gang. That's, you know, and they crossed them out.
What do you mean they crossed them out?
They crossed them out because they want to kill them. That's what they mean when they cross somebody out. They want to get
This
with them.
red line?
Yeah, that line all the way through.
Why is it important to have the graffiti?
It's not. It's important. It's like to be known as a person, you know? To have your name up there as a person. That's what it is.
Does it make you big?
No, it just makes people know who you are. You know, they roll by. If they look at the wall, they see your name on the wall. Oh, that's the homie. They just roll by and see the wall. That's how it is.